Georgia sheriff's deputy doing inappropriate things with those incarcerated. Let's put up the picture full mass here. This is former Fulton County detention officer Kawana Jenkins. She is now facing charges for inappropriate contact with at least one incarcerated individual. Jenkins, 36 years of age, charged with 2 counts of improper sexual contact by employee or agent, 5 counts of violation by oath of office, 2 counts of reckless conduct, 2 counts of cruelty to inmates, that is interesting, and 1 count of procure, give, inmate prohibited item without authorization. That is a statutory code in Georgia. The incident which led to her termination and subsequent arrest was videotaped with a contraband cell phone. It's interesting how they found out about it, which was seized during a shakedown at the Fulton County Jail. Ms. Jenkins was then terminated and charged according to the sheriff's office. Jenkins had been employed with the Fulton County Sheriff's Office since December 2019. Here's the background. In late January, a sheriff's strike team conducted a shakedown inside of the maximum security wing. In addition to weapons, 11 cell phones were confiscated. Investigators checked those cell phones, and one of them showed Jenkins, Officer Jenkins, doing, among other things, sitting on the lap of an incarcerated man, kissing him, and it wasn't just an exchange of affection. That individual asked for something specific. He can be heard on the video saying, "Give it to me, give them to me." Jenkins then gave him a pair of designer glasses from Cartier. Obviously, she's a nice person. Tip to Sheriff Labat, and Sheriff Labat don't play the radio. He fired Jenkins immediately, ordered her arrest on a myriad of charges, including violation of oath of office. Now, I actually know Sheriff Patrick Labat. All right, I know the guy. When he won the sheriff's race in Fulton County, he beat a longtime incumbent who was actually from the FBI, ended up running for sheriff and won. Decent individual. Sheriff Labat, progressive in many of his programs inside of that jail. When it comes to officers being professional, he's not the one to play with. And he did exactly what I would have expected him to do. He did not take 2 years to launch an investigation. He did not say, "There's nothing here." He fired her, charged her, arrested her within like 24 hours, all right? So you have 2 dynamics here. Number one, it is dangerous when any officer has this kind of unprofessional interaction with an individual incarcerated because of what can happen inside. And now the officer is either lying or creating situations to harm other people. So that's why it is a security risk for anybody. But the leadership of Sheriff Labat cannot be stated here. He moved in a way that was decisive. He moved in a way that was understandable. And he moved in a way that did not cause a lot of fanfare by prolonging the situation. He did exactly what he said he would do when he ran for office. He's gonna hold cops accountable under his leadership. All right, Rick, thoughts here?
This is the worst porno I've ever signed up for.
Can we tell people the whole video, man? I really did.
I get it. Just like anybody that's watching this, all right, let's just be clear about this. You knew your mind went to it, okay? And if you're saying it didn't, you're a sucker.
Yeah.
You are a sucker. Okay, on a serious note, the guy that she had an alleged relationship with is a terrible human being, locked up for a good reason. I have the notes here. Jamal Ward was charged with murder and aggravated assault.
Yep.
Arrested in February on charges of aggravated assault with intent to rape, and many other charges. And Jenkins went on his lap. Here's what I will say. And she was released on bail. Here's what I'll say. I'm glad that we're having these punishments come down because this sort of, because then obviously it's a conflict of interest. What I would also say is, I truly wish, because Doc Richey, you brought us a story previously. about the misconduct that guards had at different jails and how they were beating the you-know-what out of inmates. Where is this quick, swift reaction from videos like that?
That's right.
Like, I mean, is this bad with Jenkins? Yeah, no question. It was, a little more loving. But what I would say is, if they're gonna act this quickly about inappropriate, like sexual touching, how about they come down that much quicker, swiftly, harder on prisoners who beat the crap out of inmates unprovoked, jump them, suffer concussions, mental anguish, what have you, and we rarely see justice. That's what I would like to see.
And that is why it's important to show the world that, one, it can be done. Because remember, they used to tell us there's nothing we can do about it. We have to wait for the investigation to be finalized, etc. Nope. We see clearly it can be done. Now, if the sheriff gets sued later, whatever, right? The person is not going to get their jobs back. We know that for sure. And it is definitely a fireable offense on face value.